All right. Okay, we're live again. Woo! All right. So it took a little while between steps because we had lunch. Now we're tired. And then it turns out there's not a lot of drying time when you're doing the layering because everything dries relatively quickly.
Yeah, by the time you've gone over the model, you're pretty well able to start right again.
Exactly. And so we're working on the bases now, which so it means we're almost done. Like, look at that bad boy. Boy. I'm not going to show you Phil's, Paul's, because then mine won't look as good. But that's okay. Did his arm droop? Did his arm come out of his socket? No, never mind. He's stuck there. Anyways, so while Paul, I keep calling him Phil for some reason in my head. While Paul goes and dries those off, I will.
We're full.
Yeah, we're very full. I'm quite tired at this point. Thanks. From what you could quickly see, it looks nice. Well, we do have good lighting at least, so that'll work. Yeah. So go ahead and dry those. I'll answer a few questions on here. So in case you don't know what's going on, I invited Paul to come in for the day to teach me how he's been painting my Tyranids so that I could paint Old One Eye. And that way I can say that I helped paint my Tyranid army. Like made with real fruit kind of idea right there. But also this morning we hit 200 million views on our YouTube channel, which just blows my mind. 39 million hours watched of our videos. So you're welcome. I'm sorry, however you want to look at it. But yeah, so I figured I'd jump on some live calls or live shows for a few minutes each time we're waiting for stuff to dry and answer questions or whatever. So if you have any questions, go ahead and post in the chat and I will answer that question, maybe, if I have time. You have until Paul gets back. So thanks, Max, for the compliment. My nose is really stuffed up for some reason. The air quality has been pretty bad. It's allergies. I'm not sick, thankfully. Waiting for a question. Not very many people on here because I just started it randomly. Come on, ask a question. I'm going to keep singing. Tyranids are so much fun. Fun in a bun. Radoslav Kolgaz, I'm sorry, I don't know how to say your last name. Do you play Warhammer Underworlds as well? I have played Warhammer Underworlds. It was a lot of fun, but I have not kept up with it. I think I got turned off by the fact that there was a bit of deck building within it, which meant that it felt more like Magic the Gathering, where the moment people were good at it, then they're just going to destroy you. I know they've since stepped away from that and it's more pre-made stuff, so I think I would enjoy it, but I just haven't got into it. So yeah. Hello, Phoenix. Oliver Pedersen. So how is the Nids in 10th, Matt? I've enjoyed them. I know people are complaining they're not as good and that they lose, but I've been having fun winning some games, losing some games. So, but I don't really go to tournaments. I don't really keep up on that meta, so that part doesn't really bother me. Abyss Oz. Hey, man, been watching you guys for years, but how much are you enjoying the new 10th edition? I think 10th edition is going to be great. Time will tell as they come out with codexes if they repeat the same mistakes of 9th, because 9th started great too, and 8th started great. But it's the codex bloat that kills it. You know, coming out with better and better and better and better and better and better armies, and then by the end of it, everything's just destroying everything and way too quickly. So hopefully that doesn't happen in 10th. Draxus, do you have any ideas for a new narrative campaign that you can share? I have a few that I'm working on. I'm currently working on making a map of Middle-earth with Zorp for the Hexton Hills tiles. And so what I want to do is I want to zoom in on a couple spots and play a Lord of the Rings campaign there. I do plan on making the Old World as a map and doing a big campaign there. I do want to do a campaign for the new release of Epic 40k, Legion Imperialis. I want to make a map, and we're printing off tons of terrain and stuff, and so doing a campaign for that. I've printed you can notice that this is all based around maps, because that's my obsession right now. I've printed a really cool city map, so I want to do like an Age of Sigmar, Mordheim-esque like campaign as well. So yeah, I've got a bunch of ideas. George Gambro, Fireslayer videos coming soon. Scottish accent required. I can't do it. I can't do a Fireslayer accent. Yeah, it's bad. I'm sorry. I apologize to all the Scottish people out there. Oh, Commander Baneblade, welcome to Micro Wargamers. Thank you so much for your support. Everybody who super chats or joins, that's just huge support. That's what's allowed us to do this kind of thing. Our vault members and all that kind of stuff too. So it's been interesting. Max Wolf, do you plan on making a narrative campaign for 40k like you were doing for the Lost City? Absolutely, except not. It'll be bigger and better. Well, I don't know, better. It'll be different, but it'll be larger scale. I don't know when that'll be, though. It might be a little while, because I have a lot of other projects on the go. Alexis Herbeck, does anyone at MiniWarGaming go to tournaments and compete? Well, Scary does. That's kind of his thing. Luca does sometimes. I don't think so, actually. I think it's mainly Scary. Edwin, 10th feels awesome if you don't try to break it immediately. Yep. Aegis Brand Studios. Hey, Leland, how's it going? Just heard about the milestone. Congrats on that. Thanks. Yeah, I have vidIQ, which is a thing you can sign up for that helps you track your YouTube stuff and everything. And that's actually what that emailed me this morning. I knew it was coming up, but I didn't know exactly when I hit it until I got the email from them with a cool graphic and everything saying, congrats for hitting 200 million. It's crazy. Yeah. Wargaming nerds, hobbyists, and now cartographers. Absolutely. I'm obsessed with maps. I always have been, but now I actually have the tools to make them. Mork, what airbrush size for all-round painting would you recommend? Can't recommend anything because I don't airbrush, but that'll change soon because we've set up an airbrushing kind of area in the 3D printing room so that we can actually print and paint terrain faster. So, but I don't know. What's your new, Redacted 83, what's your new Tyranid color scheme? So, there's old One Eye, where he's almost done. I just got to get him on a base that we're working on right now, which is currently drying. Oh, hold on, am I even getting them? I'm not looking. I'm not even getting them. There you go. So that's the new Tyranid color scheme for me. I have no idea if that's focusing properly. I'm holding my phone. But yeah. I like it. I dig it. George, do you have a favorite Legion? Salamanders, overall. I like them. T-Fire. Hi, Matt. I've been watching the channel for over 6 years now. With your battle reports inspiring me to join the hobby. Congrats on the milestone. Thank you. Alex Moon, Horus Heresy narrative campaign. You know you want it. Well, technically, Legion Imperialis is Horus Heresy, so that's probably the closest you're going to get me doing because I don't really like Horus Heresy as a game. Sorry. Edwin, does anyone in MiniWarGaming collect Knights or Chaos Knights? Absolutely, we have tons of them, and Josh is typically the one to play them. Faulkner Blitz. Hey, Matt, congrats on the amazing 15 years. Here's a throwback. Been around since the How to Make Flock video. Golly, that's an early one. Back when none of us had any grays, LOL. Here's to another 15. That's almost OG. Our first article ever posted on our blog was How to Make Flock. William Screamer, maps are super cool, so fun to see you at it. Thanks. Question, what is the cutest NID? Cutest. Well, Ripper Swarms just because they're small, but I don't know why that's so hard to answer. Yeah, it'd have to be Ripper Swarms, right? Sorry, that's a boring answer. Chris Angel, obviously. Hi, Matt. Love the channel. Congratulations on the views. Thank you. You guys helped me get back into MiniWarGaming. Age of Sigmar now. Following a near 20-year break. Well, glad to help you with that because it's a great hobby. Douglas Love, you are the best. Thanks for what you do. Someday we'll play NIDS as good as my hero, Matt. Well, I hope not. I hope that you do much better than me because I just play them very casually. Jan Viggo Newberg Johansson. Hello, congrats. Thank you for your content in this community. You are all awesome. Cannot stay. Bye. Well, thanks for coming in for a few seconds. Tony Marsters, would there be an Eldar Craft World campaign? So we actually made one a few months ago, and then we lost the footage. The hard drive got corrupted. Now we have lots of backups in place, so that won't happen again, but we should have already had that in place. So that's kind of an embarrassing thing, so I'm going to move on. Well, hello. How are you? Got a visitor. We're just recording right now.
A wild child appears.
Are you John's daughter?
Yeah.
I couldn't tell on a
My
big.
name's Adara.
I couldn't see behind the mask. There we are. We're just filming right now.
What are you doing?
We are filming right now.
Cool.
Yeah. So why don't you go find your dad?
That doesn't fit.
Old One Eye, cutest Nid. Cutest is definitely zone through. Oh, Paul's back. Means we're out of time. Looks like you ran. You a little warm there?
A little bit.
All right, one more question. Chris Angel would love to see more non-battle reports focusing on the armies and lists. Any plans to focus on this area? Yes and no. Not specifically on that, but we do have some big changes coming up, hopefully, in the next 2 or 3 months. So I won't talk about that right here because I don't have time, and also because a lot of them still have to be decided on. But maybe we'll have another live show when we finish. Depends on how much more time it takes us to finish these bases. So hopefully we'll be back for part 4 of our 200 million view celebration. Peace. Happy wargaming.